Hello and welcome. My name is Amanda and today I wanted to share with you my April TBR. So for the month of April, I decided to participate in the magical readathon that is being hosted by G over at Book Roast. So for this month, I will be really buckling down in my studies to sit and pass as many owls as I can. So for those of you who may not know or need a refresher, the Ordinary Wizarding level exams are taken at the end of Hogwarts students' 5th years. So this just kind of gives us a chance to see which courses we can pass and at what level, which will then bring us into our 6th and 7th years, preparing us to take our newts and deciding on our magical careers. I received this letter from Hogwarts that says, "Dear student, I write to inform you your OWLS examination will commence on 2nd April. The last day of examinations will be the 29th of April. Please ensure you have taken adequate time until that day to complete the OWLS you need. You can find the main objectives and focus of each exam down below." So, like I said, there are 12 examinations you can take, and based on how many you complete and at what level you complete them, it will give you your score for OWLS. So I'm going to run through the score really quickly, or the scores. The following grades are awarded for the overall OWLS performance. Pass grades are outstanding, exceeds expectations, and acceptable, and the fail grades are poor, dreadful, and troll. So for troll, which is the bottom of the barrel, that is the literal worst grade you can receive on your OWLS, is that you don't show up for any of your OWLS examinations. To earn dreadful, you start but don't finish any OWLS tasks. For poor, you sit only one owl. And then moving up into our pass grades, acceptable is to sit and pass at least 2 owls. Exceeds expectations is to sit and pass at least 3 owls. And outstanding is to sit and pass at least 5 owls. So just a reminder, Hermione passed 11 because she would have passed 12, but she never took the divination owls examination. So let's get into the topics and what the objectives are for each topic. So the first is ancient runes. The objective or focus for this topic is to read a book with a symbol on the cover. So for this book, I was gonna kind of go the route of finding a book like The Mortal Instruments that has actual runes and symbols of that nature on it. But being a Ravenclaw, I wanted to think outside the box and acknowledge that symbols are not just, you know, like rune type symbols or glyphs or anything of that sort, but creatures also act as symbols. So for this challenge, I plan to read The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan. And the symbol I am using is the heron. I believe it's a heron, not a crane. But either way, in Chinese culture, herons symbolize wisdom and longevity. I also participate in the Creating and Co. book club group on Facebook. And the prompt for April is to read a novel by a debut author. This novel was released on March 20th, so just a couple days ago. So this is going to fulfill my book club group prompt as well as fill my Ancient Runes prompt for the readathon. The second examination that you can take is for arithmancy. So for this examination, you need to read a book that either has a number on the cover or a number in the title. For this examination, I am going to read 172 Hours on the Moon by Johann Harstad. So 172, it's a pretty big number. That's what I'm going to read. To pass the astronomy examination, you need to read a science fiction novel. For this, I am going to read A Wind in the Door by Madeline L'Engle. This is the second book in the A Wrinkle in Time series. To pass the Care of Magical Creatures examination, you have to read a book that has magical creatures in it or has magical creatures on the cover. For this, I am going to read The Art of War by Sun Tzu. It has dragons and phoenixes on the cover. To pass the Charms examination, you have to read a fantasy book, and for this, I am reading Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. For the Defense Against the Dark Arts examination, you have to read a book that is about or features secret clubs or societies. For this, I am reading The German Woman by Paul Greiner. This is about a husband and wife who are taken as spies by Russian soldiers, I believe during World War II. So, to pass the divination examination, you have to read a book that features prophecies. For this examination, I am going to be reading Good Omens by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. To pass the herbology examination, you have to read a book with a nature-related word in the title. For this, I am reading James and the Giant Peach by Roald Dahl. For History of Magic, you have to read a historical fiction novel. And for this, I am reading All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. For Muggle Studies, you have to read a Muggle nonfiction book. And for this, I am reading Unbroken by Lauren Hillenbrand. For the potion examination, you have to read a book that deals with alchemy or has alchemy as a subject in it. For this, I am reading The Alchemist by Michael Scott. And the last course you can take your owl in and sit is Transfiguration. So for this, you either have to read a book that deals with transfiguration or shape-shifting, or has a cat on the cover because our favorite professor of transfiguration transfigures into a cat. So for this, I am going with the latter option and reading A Man Called Uwe by Frederick Backman. All right, so that is all the books that I have planned to read in April. Some of them I will be reading physically, and others I will be listening to via audiobook. I've already got some on hold and just waiting to receive those from the library, and I also have my Audible credit from March, and I will have an Audible credit on April 10th. So if I don't get books from the library, then I will be able to buy those via Audible. G over at Book Roast has created a Twitter account for this readathon specifically, so I will leave that linked below, as well as her original video. And if you follow the Twitter account, there is a PDF print option for the list of challenges. So that is it for right now. I would love to know if you plan on participating, and if so, which owl examinations you plan to sit and what you plan to read to pass those examinations. So if you feel so inclined, please leave that information down in the comments below, and I will chat with you there until my next video. Bye.